let's touch your toes. With only one hand. Oh, Mahmoud, you're down. You're out. Or your knees and your hands. Start calming again.
Something far from the truth. Upon saying these words, the hearts of the other believers began to fill up with Iman. The words of the one young man out of the 6 believing young men started to fill up with Iman, and they began to feel strong, like they could conquer anything. And as soon as that happened, the others rose up and began testifying the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in front of the emperor and the entirety of the people. And frankly, the emperor was shocked. How could these young men defy him while he has an entire army behind him? Frankly, he was not only shocked, but he was actually humiliated. And the worst part about this whole thing for the emperor was that he couldn't kill them. Although he was advised to kill those 7 young men, he knew deep inside he could not, because if he were to kill them right now, they would have died believing in only one God. And that message would spread, and it would cross all of Rome.
Return, Allah would, grant you barakah in your life, and inshallah in akhirah He would reward you. He would reward you immensely. That's all.
We also wanted to add that you might see it as small, that you might see it as a small thing. As you can see from this story, it took, after 300 years, they were surprised that the whole city turned upside down from the darkness to the lightness. So that's all I could add right there.
Jazakallah khair. So I think we all sort of got the theme of this story. And I think, occasions has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala witnessed. Just think about that for a second. How many is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Because the more you love someone, the more you speak to them. Right? Think about your best friend, and think about a random stranger. Who gets more of your time that you talk to? Of course, your best friend. And so your relationship with Allah is determined and is a metric of your dua. You're speaking to Him. You're asking Allah. Many people, they say, "Oh Allah, give me a sign if you're real." And some people, they have, that is your sign right there. And this boy, he knew that. He said, "Oh Allah, if the religion of the monk is more beloved to you than the religion of the magician, kill this beast." But why did he say the religion of the monk first? Why didn't he flip it around? Why didn't he say, "Oh Allah, if the religion of the magician is more beloved to you"? They say because of the fitrah, that innate disposition. He knew that the religion of the monk. The people, they're shocked. Hold on a second. This boy just threw a stone and killed the beast, and the path is clear now. Subhanallah. Now he became the talk of the town. People were talking about, "Did you see this boy? Look what he did." He became the talk of the town. But the question is, why is this boy going to change his society? Why? Because he did a service for them. Many people, they always ask, "Oh, advising this person, and telling this person, be on the deen, be steadfast." Society will only take your message when you serve them, when you know about their problems, when you're there to console them. that is when you will really get people's attention. And this is what this boy did. He did a service for them, right? They weren't able to get home, they weren't able to get to their business. So in order to make an impact in your society, it is through serving the community. It is through serving that community. And so this boy, after he knew that this was the truth, he began his mission. His mission to spread it as far and wide as possible. And so every person he would see, he would give them da'wah, tell them about Allah. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He strengthened him with what we call karamat, or some miracles. So he was able to cure the blind, and he was able to cure skin disease like leprosy. And people began to accept Islam. And one of the ministers of the king, the ministers, those who sit with him, he hears about this. This boy, he's going around, he's, curing blind people. And this minister himself, he was blind. And so the minister, he says to his entourage, gather as many gifts as possible. Those high classes, all they know is bribery. All they know is, give them money one way so that you can get what you want. So he said, gather as much gifts as possible. We're going to this boy. And they go to this boy, and the minister asks him, you're going around curing the people. If you can cure my blindness, all of these gifts that you see, they're for you.
It was as if, although in broad daylight, the sky filled with stars. Completely. And why, you ask? Why stars? Because everything before this journey was full of darkness. It was full of hopelessness. And the only thing they could rely on is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is the only thing they could rely on. And they felt like they were all alone. But upon leaving the cave, he saw temples that were replaced by churches. He saw people talking about the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, gathering in the markets. He didn't see any Romans. He didn't see anyone being persecuted for what they believed in. The men in utter shock didn't understand what was going on. 3 centuries. And they woke up at a time where paganism had left.